Yeah, she turned.
Who? Oh, okay. Got it.
It's already set.
Okay.
He's looking for the apple.
Oh, yeah. Are you ready to drop it?
It's not on during the night. When I walk.
All right, 15 seconds, y'all. Hold on. I think I might need to put that loop on.
No,
I need some sand too. Look, I'm on that. Just heard 50 be sweating all the time. Kick, I don't know what that is. I don't like it though. I don't like it. Y'all getting some of that? Everybody
Yeah,
getting
but
some of
if
that?
you stop it from nowhere,
Look, you ain't know you needed it until you needed it.
stop the rotation. Yeah,
Right there. And just like that, we're here. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
and this is Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project at a Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See that.
We'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is.
The new
Gangsta.
baby.
And if you don't know, now you know. Now you know. And we here. We live. We in person at Culture Creative, and we're going to have a very robust conversation this morning. We got a diverse panel of people with lots of lived experience with the topics that we're talking about. And so we're going to jump right in and let's do some introductions. I guess we can start.
My name is Eddie Rowe, and I'm a community leader.
I love that.
Very involved in community. Nice to be here. Appreciate you guys inviting me.
Thank you for being here.
He used a professional voice for us today. I like it.
My name is Janet Michelle. Yeah, I'm still trying to work out titles and stuff. So
I hear that.
I really am, but
That's what happened when you change your life.
yeah, when you pivot.
Yeah.
When you pivot.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
Janet
yeah.
Michelle.
Oh man, I'm King Jab. Go over here to the camera. Man, I can't just give one title, man. I'm what is my word? Because people steal my word. Or what I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Okay, I've been seeing that a lot more too.
You remember that was back in 2020 we started out.
Serial entrepreneur.
You got
Then it became a thing.
Yeah.
All right. I love it.
Y'all, listen, if y'all watch live, y'all can pull up. We're at Culture Creative.
Yes.
Right on 34th Street, 2104 34th Street South.
Can they hear you without the mic?
Yeah, can they hear me? Did
Can.
they hear me?
They can hear you a lot better when you do that.
Thank you.
You know, okay, so let me
appreciate
say
that.
that. The last time we just had the mic sitting up here, right?
You protested. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Not
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
the protester.
so maybe y'all two can share, and we can get that on the other end with Naira, because they said they can't hear the lady in the red.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's Sister Naira. There we go.
All right.
There we go.
Say something.
And
Say
maybe y'all can share.
Sister Naira Muhammad, transformational life coach and founder of the Repair of the Black Family.
There we go. Look, and this is a perfect opportunity for us to let y'all know that we welcome interns on Fridays to help us with this tech.
Big shout out to our own air producers, always helping us out, always looking out. Y'all part of the family. Thank y'all.
Right on, right on. And so today we wanted to have a conversation, of course, about gun violence, domestic violence, mental health, and preventing a crash out. We want to definitely welcome the listeners and, of course, acknowledge the tragedies that have happened in our community, really over the past couple months, I would say.
Since the summer hit.
Yes, really since the summer. Yeah, in the
Summer
summer.
hit, it's like
Yeah,
people just
yeah. So life has changed for a lot of people this summer, and so this gun violence, domestic violence, mental health is becoming more and more of a conversation and a topic. And so we wanted to definitely acknowledge that. No judgment. We're not trying to sensationalize. Trying to make you know clickbait and all of that stuff, rage bait. Like that ain't what it's about for us. It's about really understanding the issues, trying to see what we can do to prevent things from happening. And then, providing some hope, some tools, and some resources for those who may be experiencing that. So we definitely are encouraging everybody to understand that this is a heavy topic. People approach it with different perspectives, and so we want to respect everybody's perspective. Again, not trying to glorify violence and focus on the solutions. And remember that regardless of whatever our opinions is or what position we are, what side we on, there are families that are grieving and really dealing with loss in multiple ways. So that's kind of the frame for what we're doing here, y'all. And here's a question. Who was the first person outside of your family that made you feel seen, safe, or believed in you? And what did they do?
Like,
Yeah.
for me, it's Senior.
Miss who?
Miss Senior.
Okay.
I was a teen mom at the Y. It was a school for pregnant teens. And I think I was 14. But she was just so sweet and really truly came from a non-judgmental place.
Yeah.
And it just left me feeling like there was still, like I still had a life. Like my life wasn't thrown away. I wasn't thrown away because I got pregnant at a young age.
Right.
And it right now to this day, that's probably the only teacher I remember from way back when, but that's just how much of an impact that she had on me at such an impressionable age. So Miss Senior.
I appreciate that. King Jeff, you got somebody who made you outside of your family, right? Made you feel seen, safe, or believed in you. Yep.
My immediate family, 'cause I would definitely go with my wife. I mean, before we became family,
Before we was family.
I mean, cause that's just the truth. I mean,
Yeah.
I met this woman, 7 months out of prison.
Okay.
I had nothing.
Right.
I can't say I had nothing. I had more than most, but
Yeah.
I still hadn't established anything. So
Right.
for us to meet there to be where we are now, she believed in me more than anything than anyone at that time because she became my foundation.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Sister Naira?
Yes. So when you asked the question, my mind went back to like 6th grade when I was in a dropout prevention program.
Okay.
And Mr. Oliver.
Mm.
And
Shout out to Mr. Oliver.
so Mr. Oliver, he would come to our house, because we had a lot going on in the house.
Yeah.
So he would come to our house and I was in his program and just believed in me, and he would just speak life into me. Even though back then I didn't know what speaking life was.
Yeah.
But he would speak life. And then there's another mentor, and her name was Miss Barbara. And I used to hold my head down all the time. And every time she would come get me out of class, she'll be like, hold your head up. So she seen me. And so that's where my mind went.
I appreciate that. Ed, you got to share it with you because that one ain't working.
This is not working.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, for me outside the family, I would have to say Tupac Shakur. Yeah, because I didn't have a father in my life, so Tupac really like molded me, and I really believed everything he said, and you know what I mean. When him and Biggie went to beef, and I was beefing with Biggie,
Okay.
so you know what I mean. I was for real.
Yeah.
Definitely a pop baby. Yeah. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I didn't want to listen to nothing East Coast up there, none of that. Yeah. So definitely Tupac Shakur played a big role, as you can see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely a pop baby. So yeah, it would have to be Tupac Shakur, hands down.
I appreciate that. You?
I don't have an answer.
Huh?
I don't have an answer. No, I'm trying to, because my family's so big,
Yeah.
right? And I know I've had people that really like touch my life, but I don't have it. Like I'm really trying to.
Trying
Go
to
ahead.
find the
I
one.
want to add one too, right?
Please.
Put this while I keep thinking. So when I
Mm-hmm.
and it's very pertinent what me and him was doing then and what we're doing now, because we were actually helping people build their business plans. And back then I was typing up their business plan as they was going through this course, and we was doing this in prison.
Right.
And just me sitting there talking to him, I asked him, like, why are you doing this for all of us young black men? And the man told me, he said, bro, listen, when we in federal penitentiary, he said, listen, the amount of drugs you guys sold, you guys are all CEOs. And it's just ironic that I was doing that with him back then, and I'm still doing that. I'm in that space right now.
Oh, wow.
So I gotta, add that one in.
Full circle moment. A full circle moment. Absolutely. Mr. Edmond.
So I ain't gonna lie, man. I think I was embraced by the streets. So first time, like outside of family, was like a bunch of hood niggas. You know what I'm saying? Showing me love and pouring into me. Maybe not necessarily for all the right reasons, but it still was like people outside of my family. You know what I mean? And people that I listen to. So, I think it's important because we don't listen to everybody. And we in certain stages, it takes certain people to reach us.
Right.
And, at a certain point, that's all that could probably reach me is some hood niggas. You know what I'm saying? Some people showing me love. Like I say, outside of my family, outside of my immediate mom, brother, cousins, and aunties. And like I ain't really grow up with like that pour into you type thing. You know what I mean? Like my family told you what to do.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. And then you got, into the block and it was different. Oh boy, you can you can do that, boy. Goddamn, boy, you see that boy do what that boy doing? And that kind of feeds you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad they wouldn't the worst terrorists in the world, because they was able to put some good stuff in me.
Right.
They instilled things in me, you know what I'm saying? Not to be no flaw nigga, not to do this, don't do that, don't cross your homeboy, and those type of things, those what now we call values.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was an unlikely source of values, probably could have been different, but it still was the people who did it.
Okay, you, Brother John?
I think it was I had a few people, because like my family, my dad and my mom, they poured into me. So I could say I benefited from like the in-house pouring into, but what happened is it becomes normal and you just think that that's just like what it is. And so you just take it for granted, that you're born to be a great man and you're going to do amazing things. Like from 6 years old, them telling me that, that I'm going to change the world and all of that kind of stuff. So hearing that stuff coming up, it put a lot of pressure, on me. And then I guess feeling, seen, and heard, like I had a totally different answer until I heard you mention Tupac and then you mentioned the streets. Because you're right, like that was a big place. My first thought was Coach Medici, Bob Medici running track at Azalea. And he always encouraged us, and that's where I got the thing, what they say, don't run to the tape, run through the tape. And he used to give us little stuff like that. He would use the track and basketball metaphors to teach us examples about how life worked, teamwork and all of that stuff. And so, but then as you were speaking, I was like, right, like that music, it did during them formative years when I was 13, 14, now I done got life figured out, right? You 14 years old.
You know everything.
Oh, yeah. I got it from here. You know what I'm saying? and it was the streets. And to your point about the codes, right? You learn ethics and codes from the streets, your do's and don'ts and your value system that came with that. And it was just interesting to hear y'all say that, because I had a totally different thought. And the reason I wanted to start there is because a lot of times when we look at what's happening in our community, whether it's dealing with youth or adults, it's usually an opportunity for us now that I can say it like this, we got saved. Can I say that, y'all? Like, you know what that means to you, and you know what that means to us, right?
Yeah.
There was a time when you was in danger and then you got saved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that change happened, and then we begin to be that person for somebody else. And so what have you experienced? Like, how were you able to become that person to somebody else that the person that we mentioned was to you?
I mean,
yeah. And it's open forum. So like, we're gonna do this like double dutch.
Okay, yes, sir.
Just jump in.
Yes, sir. And this is why mentors and coaches are so impressionable. And right now, today, I have coached and I'm coaching like thousands of people, not just here in our city, but across the globe.
Right.
And to be able to plant a seed and then you see that seed grow
15,
20 years later, and that person come up to you in the store and it's like, oh, my year, I remember when you came to give high school in this senior class and you spoke, So I'm doing that every day alongside my husband. We're able to put back in, not into just the youth, but adults.
Right.
You know, and we've saved marriages and, different people from suicide. So many different things. And
yeah. King Jab. Yeah. So it was knowing that you had somebody to pour into you, and after you got saved, changed your life. How have you been able to become that person to somebody else?
And I know
yeah.
We do a lot of checking each other.
Yeah.
You can't be around us, you can't take a check.
I don't know what happened with the. Yeah. Did I do something? No. Look, we're gonna be down to one.
That's okay. We're gonna keep passing it up. I mean, and we check each other, and you will get checked. We actually have a vibe off each other. Like, literally, I can tell you when something wrong with Brother John, and I call him and be like, bro, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up, bro? What talks? What's happening?
Yes, sir.
And that's just the type of connection that you got to have. Like, I feel that with my brother. So it's really that inner circle, and it's really how y'all interact with each other. So we pour it into each other now. As far as spreading out and pouring out, because we can pour into each other, we fill up a lot of cups around us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So we pour back into the community. So it's a river.
Yeah.
It's a river.
I hear that. And it's double dutch, y'all. So feel free to jump in.
So I was gonna say, I think the most, like, I poured into somebody by what I do.
Yeah.
Not more so of me telling somebody, oh, you can do it. Just really, being an example that you can do something different. You know what I mean? I done had people tell me, yo, boy, I seen you doing this here, boy. And when I seen you, I made me think that I can do it. And I think the example is just like pouring into somebody's cup. Because if we ain't intentional, we won't pour in nobody's cup, right? Because you got to be intentional to be a mentor or even just a positive influence on somebody else. That takes intentionality, right? You got to be intentional, and I don't think I've done that yet. Like, intentionally, just I help a lot of people. I do a lot of different stuff, but I don't think I intentionally say, yeah, I'm gonna just pour in Young Buck cup. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna intentionally. I don't think I've done. I don't think I've reached that spot yet in my life.
Yeah, I hear that. Keep the rope turning, y'all. It's on. Yeah.
Like, sort of like Gerard didn't intentionally set out, but I ended up being in roles where I had to do just that. So I used to work at the Lilman Neighborhood Family Center. I was the case manager there. and it's a community center. So you had people from it. They had a heavy Asian community and a white people in the community. And so I was charged with connecting them with resources that the center offer, and then externally. But there were things that happened outside of that scope, like just discerning when someone is broken or going through something, they're struggling. And I used to pray with people in the office. I want to have my job, but I just it was just like a feeling. It was like a longing, like sensing that you're not okay.
Yeah,
And kind of breaking down that barrier. And so that was my first experience. Like I said, I didn't intentionally go into it looking for that. And then the second one was when I was at worked at St. Pete College as in their program for first generation college students. And we were assigned caseloads, right? So we had our set of students that would come and see us. And once again, I had to, you do your administrative stuff, but then there's that human piece,
right?
Where you're looking up and your students are at your door. And then next thing you know, they're sharing things with you they haven't shared with their family members.
Right.
They're expressing their hurts, their disappointments, And I was like, wow, I'm that person that I needed. I'm now that person for other people. And even outside of work, like family members, they're going through stuff, they're calling and, they're having mental health struggles. And this is before I even stepped into the mental health space.
Right.
But there, once again, it clicked. I'm like, okay, wow. Here I am once again, being what I needed at some point in juncture in my life. And then with intention, I jumped into the space and went to school and am now on my path for licensure as a therapist.
Right.
And it's it's very rewarding because it's like being able to kind of help people. And I had to take this journey myself, kind of deconstruct the toxicity of your earlier years.
Had to chuck the deuces.
Yeah, I had to chuck the deuces to the toxic thinking. And but being in a space to kind of help deconstruct that stuff and kind of get through like why you do the things you do, and why you think the way you think, and why you feel the way you feel. But then like course correcting to put you on a positive path instead of a destructive path. So now I'm intentional about that work, and it's a good thing. Oh yeah, so I'm the founder of Finding My Happy mental wellness company. I did not mention that. Not a shameless plug, but
don't be ashamed to plug resources and opportunities and things.
And that's what's needed right now. You gotta find it happy.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, this is like a double-edged sword because unintentionally I led a lot of people down the wrong road, following me based on the things that I was doing out in the streets when I was on the other side of the fence. And it was brought to my attention upon my release from prison in 2013. One of my little homies came up to me and was just like telling me how much he looked up to me and all this and that. And it really dawned on me the negative impact that I had on the community for many years. I sold drugs for a long time, and I negatively influenced a slew of young males, probably females too, but definitely a younger generation, a few generations underneath me. And when that reality hit me, I wanted to change that narrative. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, because I know that I'm a big influence, whether I want to be or not. And a lot of people follow my steps. So hopefully they'll follow me down the right path instead of the path I led them down previously. So that's definitely one of my goals, is to kind of change the narrative and lead and pour into them the right way instead of the wrong way, which I did for a very long time.
I hear that, and I'm just thinking about the term that came up was intentional and unintentional. I was hearing that too. And so just thinking about what you were just saying, would you say that you was intentionally doing that, or it was just your activities and your actions?
It was just my actions, because I didn't even reckon. I was so busy doing me, I wasn't paying attention to who was paying attention to me. And later down the line, it was brought to my attention. I was like, for real. I actually had an experience right here at Shell's gas station, probably about about 10 years ago, I was at the pump pumping gas, and this young dude Paul next to me, and he was like, you remember me? And I'm looking at him, I'm looking up and down. I'm like, no, I don't remember you. So he showed me all his tattoos.
Yeah.
He like, man, I got these because of you.
Wow.
I say, yeah. I said, no, not because of me. He said, yeah. He ran down a couple places I used to be.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, man, I got all this because of you. And he just like was like a
yeah,
like for real. And I didn't even know Jit.
Yeah.
But he knew of me.
Wow.
And I influenced him to get ink all over his body.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
you never know who's watching. That's the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
That's
right.
You never know who you're pouring into intentionally or unintentionally. Because you know what I mean? People always watching. When you think nobody watching, they watching.
And you know what I'm going to say? So throughout this conversation, I'm going to answer two. So when we started out, you had two poured in me prior to outside my family. I go back to Mr. Elizabeth. Right?
No, I'm laughing because I can't hear that mic is good now.
The mic is
yeah. So we're going to pause for the cause. Look, this is community radio, community at its finest. And so if you want to donate and contribute, you can absolutely, you see what's needed and wanted.
Yes.
It was, no, I can't hear it good. So there we go.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect. Loud and clear.
Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it might
and it's like it has moments, and so I don't.
It has moments.
Look,
like,
and it says mic check Q. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay. They love me out there. Okay, no. Miss Elizabeth.
Okay.
Oh,
you went all the way back.
No, because it's gonna go back in, like, because I thought about it.
So, yeah.
Miss Elizabeth, and I probably had so many more people throughout my life. I know I have, because I've been in so many different scenarios and situations. But Miss Elizabeth was my general manager at Denny's. That goes back to 2001. I got hired at Denny's and I was a waitress. And within 6 months, she put me in the management. And because of her, like when I left, I was the area manager and I ran 11 of those restaurants. And just think, at that time, I hadn't even turned 21. So I was the youngest manager there, Black female, you know. And so just that she believed in me enough. And Cheyenne and she was a white lady who couldn't have children. Okay. And she would see me with Cheyenne and she was like, I can't have kids. Can I be Cheyenne's other godmother? Right. And so she also poured into my daughter until she passed away. Right. Yeah. So when I think about that, Miss Elizabeth, now I intentionally pour into people. And I think I've always done that all my life. Jab, our group. Yeah. Like my fellas come in for me.
Yeah, we do gotta jab. You hit it on.
Yeah, he said it. Yeah. But I think recently, most people know that I lost a son, and through that depression and coming through that, it helped me mentor other people who lost children, right? And help them navigate that grief. Even though we walk different paths, you can see some of the signs and help them, so that, and just taking in the youth and letting them know that, like, you are seen, you are heard. And I'm intentionally telling Black men constantly that you are loved, like you are needed. You help shape our community, our households. So I intentionally pour into everything I do. There we
go. Amen. You grabbed the mic?
Yeah, I was going because that made me think about something, right? And thinking about like not only the mentorship, but some of the trauma that we cause and that we are part of and that we go through, right? Because it is good, but it's a lot of outside people that cause us trauma and harm, and thinking about, okay, then how do we deal with it, right? And everybody deal with it different, and then some of us just lean on other people, like we were just saying. And it made me think, what about the people that ain't got nobody to lean on when they're going through that trauma? When they having those hard times and those breakups, they don't got no gap to, okay, just to take my mind off that. Yeah. This can put me in a different place. They just sucked into that trauma, and then it starts spiraling down. And I don't know what made me think about it.
So when you say that, do you think, and
Yeah, you pick. Yeah, you.
So do you think like because some people feel like they don't have people and they do.
Okay.
Like sometimes you have your circle that, and we don't subscribe to all, so y'all don't jump them. But you have a circle that supports you, and sometimes you don't accept the circle, or you don't recognize the circle, because sometimes when people are trying to keep you accountable and telling you things that you don't want to hear to help you better yourself, you take it sometimes as negative and not constructive. And so a lot of people have somebody.
It's not the person you want to hear.
It's not the person. So,
and that support don't always look like what you think it should look like. Like you getting support, but you don't realize that it is support. Yeah. Okay, we got to move it.
yeah.
Are you over 50? I'm creeping on 50. The rest of us over 50. So you cue almost. You creeping up on it. and once you get 50, you appreciate a good fan. So if y'all just tuning in, we thank y'all for tuning in. We got people who said that they got up early. Sharon said she got up early just to check in with us this morning, so we appreciate that. We're having a conversation this morning about gun violence, domestic violence, mental health, and we're just laying the foundation, talking about some of our personal experiences with mentors, people who have poured into us, and then the opportunities that we've had to pour into other people. And one of the things that, as we start to transition about what we're seeing and what's going on right now, does it seem like people are reaching their breaking point a lot faster these days? Like, you see the movie Straw, which put a highlight on, just day-to-day stuff, and then one incident causing you to lose it. You're seeing road rage, people losing them, like snapping and going off on people for things that, just seemingly insignificant things. So do you think that people are reaching their breaking points a lot faster these days?
I don't. Okay. I just think that we have social media, we have technology that now we can see it instantly.
Okay.
When it would have took us to the end of the day, like you had to get off of work, watch the news, listen to the radio or something where you would hear something tragic. Mm-hmm. Now you can pick up your phone and somebody is recording it. So I think we have access to it faster than we did, because people were snapping back then.
Yeah,
there was road rage prior to this. So I just think we just have access to it.
Sister Nayira.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your comment. What my viewpoint is right now, yes. And I would say because people are becoming more and more impatient because we live in a microwave society. Yeah. People want things fast. Yeah. And back then, a period of time like 10 decades ago, we've seen our grandparents suffer through the struggles, and we've seen people, endure and go through it and pray through it. Now it's like, if it's not happening, all everything is, we're caving in. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, the quality of faith is being weakened. And so people are losing their minds. They don't know how to deal. They don't know how to cope. It's like, I don't know how to handle this, because the fabric of faith, from my viewpoint, fabric of faith is being weakened, and we want things to happen instantaneously. We don't know how to endure. What they say, the race is not to the swift or nor to the strong, but those who can endure to the end. Right. And the word endure, it means to suffer. People don't want to suffer. We don't want to suffer through it.
It's me. I'm people.
You understand? I don't want to suffer either. Right. So
I would like literally jump out the door and sign up and wake up and say, okay, today I'm going to suffer.
Right.
And just
right. So and thank you for that, because I was just teaching my son a lesson on the difference between suffering and struggling.
Okay.
Right. But however, in the scripture say long suffering, which means you got to take plenty. So suffering is going to be a part of the journey. But yes, we don't want to suffer, but their struggle is ordained to build character. Absolutely. So yes, my answer to your question is yes, people are, we losing it.
Yeah, reaching them.
I want to say this because I agree with both of y'all. I think, like Q say, it's in our face more than ever. But also I think that contribute, like Sister Nayira was saying, it does make our fuses shorter. Okay. Right. Like I think like society is getting very bipolar and schizophrenic, right? And if you look up those words, and you will see that's kind of what the TV's teaching us. That's kind of what the shows teaching us, because we learn from this stuff. That's what the music teaching us. You know what I mean? And I think that, and when I think about suffering, I think more of discipline.
Okay.
And we confuse or we mix up discipline and suffering, because sometimes discipline makes you have to suffer for something that you want to do.
Mhm.
Because my discipline, I just can't go out there and buy me a brick and go hit the block.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm suffering for it because I ain't getting 50 grand every week.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that's discipline, but it's also causing me a suffer because I know, okay, well, dang, I can call my dog and I can make this play and I can do this and I can do that.
Yeah.
So my discipline make me say, oh no, I ain't gonna do that.
Mm.
I ain't gonna do that. And guess what? Now my bank account suffer, my stash suffer, because I ain't no way I can go make that money.
Yeah.
Ain't no way I can turn 50 in a week. But I think that the mix up is that just because we're showing discipline, we think that we're missing out on something. And that missing out is suffering. And so we in a society, we don't want to miss nothing. We don't want to miss the party. We don't want to miss that show. You get what I'm saying? And then sometimes, you got to miss that show, man, stack that money up and come back.
Yeah.
But I don't think that connects a lot with us.
Right.
And we'll put that show money on credit.
Yeah.
We'll go get some money for somebody and go blow that money just to go do it. So I ain't suffering, man. I ain't gonna miss out on nothing.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And I think that pushes us to the wrong place sometimes.
Real deal. Ed, why do you think people might be, or why do you think it appears that people are reaching their breaking points a lot sooner? Give me that one too. Yeah, we got to rotate that thing. We know a little bit about sharing a rotation. Some of us.
To piggyback off of things they said, just the microwave society and just really wanting things now, and people don't want to suffer.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. But like I tell my son, I always try to beat this in his head. I tell him the road not gonna always be smooth.
That's right.
It's not gonna be a smooth road. Like, it's gonna be bumps, it's gonna be detours, it's gonna be all type of things in your way while you're trying to achieve goals and do the right thing. So just understand that there are roadblocks, there are gonna be hiccups, there are gonna be stalls, it's gonna be all kind of red lights, green lights, yellow lights, yield signs. So I try to anybody I talk to, like I said, we was talking about pouring into people. I find myself doing that a lot, and that's one of the biggest lessons is that patience and giving your chance giving yourself an opportunity to change. Because if you go ahead and crash out, you never know what you don't want to become this great person in prison with a life sentence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that happens a lot. You ran across a lot of guys in prison with, you know what I mean? They wish they would have gave themselves a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Read those stop signs, read those yield signs, and you know what I mean? Just really just took a chance to give yourself a chance. I tell them that all the time. Give yourself a chance to change.
Yeah.
Like, don't think drug dealing and all this fast money is the way you're gonna end up. You know what I mean? It might be it should be temporary. It should be just a phase. Don't make it a career.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's no retirement in that. And if you flip the box over, once you sign up and start playing that game, it tell you how it ends. Like every game, right? It said that this game is over when these things happen. And that game we played long enough to know how it ends. And you don't see too many people retire successfully from that. And then thinking about the breaking point, again, seeing how people are reaching that a lot faster. Have you ever reached a breaking point? And if so, would you mind sharing an experience a bit about a moment where you reached the breaking point and how you were able to navigate it and get through it?
Just to rewind just a little bit. I think, just from observation, people are really, it's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on internally, inside of households, and externally.
Right.
So you have the economics of it. People are short on cash. They are working. They're working, trying to do the best they can to take care of their families. But the wage gap is serious.
Yeah, it's real.
So, that's a financial, you have the financial stresses. And then you have, if you're a parent, you're raising kids in this generation when they have so much coming at them that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
So you have the stress of being a parent, you have the stress of being a financial provider, and then you also have the stress of making sure that you're safe. You and your family, they're safe. Because again, you have external forces that are intentionally trying to harm your family.
Yeah.
And so, and this is nonstop. This is 24/7. And then you hop on the internet and you see stories that reinforce what you're already dealing with at your home.
Yeah.
Where is the reprieve?
No, you don't get
where is the break?
Yeah.
Where is the break?
It's
Where
onslaught.
is the space? It's like if you're not taught to break away, like some of us, we've developed the skill and the ability to pull away. We know how to turn the TV off. We know how to turn the internet off.
Yeah.
We know how to go find those pockets where we can kind of get our strength back and come back. Everybody doesn't have that skill set.
Yeah.
And so it's like you have this big old ball of mess. And then eventually it's like a powder keg, it explodes.
Yeah.
And you just see it multiplying. And to Kiana's point, now you have the internet to kind of put it on display.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, well, dang, it ain't just me.
Right.
You know, I am struggling. Like you literally got some people that they're losing their homes, they're losing their land, they're losing their businesses. And they're
losing family.
They're losing family.
Yeah.
You know, you hit that point where you start losing, when your elders start to pass away, and you going to one funeral after the next. And it's a lot. And so now you got grief on top of maybe some depression sprinkled in.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got financial insecurity sprinkled in. It's a lot. And I really don't think we stop and pause sometimes and take the temperature and really assess, like, dang, people are really going through a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we just keep on going and try to do the best we can within our own little worlds without looking at it outside of our world to understand, like, man, people are really going through it. Just think about it with SNAP benefits being cut, Medicaid benefits being cut. Like, that's how people get to the doctor, get to take care of themselves. This is how they feed their families. And that stuff is being snatched away. And there's really nothing they can do about that.
Right.
Right. And so again, you have all of these things internally and externally that are impacting people. And then nobody's really like stopping to check the temperature. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like survival of the fittest. Get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
And people are getting left behind.
That's true.
You know, and so I think it's just, that's why we're seeing what we're seeing. People are hurting. Now, y'all know when them stimulus checks was out and all that money was coming in, it was up.
Yeah.
People were having a time.
Yeah.
Businesses were thriving. The kids was eating. The parents was eating. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Because they had financial resources.
Right.
You know, that took some of that stress away.
Money will do that.
I'm telling you.
Money will make it.
And listen,
that's what Reverend Knight used to say. It's not the love of money that's the root of all evil. It's the lack of money.
It's the lack of money.
You know, so I think it's a little bit of, it's a lot of that.
That's right. That's a great conversation.
I agree with everybody on the
So breaking point. Have you ever reached a breaking point?
Does this one work?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jab. I'm sorry, Q, because Jab been quiet over there.
No, always cut you off when I be watching them. Go ahead, Jab.
And then they'll get on there and be like, you see my twin flame up there?
When you're right, you're right.
Go ahead.
So I want to say I think what's missing a lot right now is internal fortitude. We can't endure or long suffer anymore. When I think about my situation, me going to prison for 10 years, I had 9 months shoe time, 23-1.
Yeah.
I don't think my sons could handle that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the last time we played fighting with my son, I made a joke that they got weak bone density. Like, literally, they don't play with me because I'm hitting them in their fists just to show them that your hands ain't even hard enough to play with me like this here, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the generation now, we can't expect them to endure what we went through. They break fast. Like, literally, I have a young man that's just completed boot camp, and he failed a test for a job, completely broke down. Like, bro, you just finished boot camp. What are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard for them to deal with certain things, and they don't have that internal fortitude that we had. You know what I mean? So just recently, like, financially, we know what's going on there. Everybody going through something. Earlier this week, I had a conversation with my wife. I'm like, baby, everybody around us cracking. and they come into their head. So financially, I'm like, ugh, here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's heavy.
Yeah.
But it's like, what can you really do? And I had to explain to her, like, baby, maybe I'm built to endure it because they can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I know it's heavy, put it on my back. I'm gonna go in here and chill. Bring out my medical card and I'll be all right. You know what I mean? But it just, it's like they're not, so we have to really be cautious, like, because it goes all the way down to our little kids, man. At 6, 7, 8, they are not built to endure things emotionally. Now I want to add another nuance to this because I'm in Little League football.
Okay.
The self-checks. Last year, you know, this Little League football crazy.
Ooh.
Last year it was King Jab was like, man, listen, if y'all want to do it, let's do it, because I ain't got time to play with y'all no more. Ooh. This year in the incident, it was like, nah, y'all finna go over there, we finna go over here, we finna all go home. You know what I mean? And it was just me evaluating, like, how did you handle things in front of your grandson and the rest of these kids out here, and how you gonna go forward next year?
Right on, right on. Back to you, Q.
Oh, okay.
You ain't forget your thought.
I kind of no, but it's okay because I wanted to piggyback off what he said, but I'm gonna go back to breaking points. Okay. Right. Major breaking point. Again, I'll go back. The darkest point when I lost Cherish, and I was in a car and literally looking at another car ready to like ram it.
They call that crash out.
No, I was really there.
Yeah,
like I'm literally
actually
sitting there in the car, have my foot on the gas, and like just thinking, like I'm finna just, because I'm that angry.
Yeah,
I'm that mad, and at that point, I was like, Key, you got to get yourself together.
Yeah.
And I went home, went in my email, and called the therapist.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that I did official therapy.
Yeah.
And I knew then that, like, for me to be able to take care of other people, I had to take care of myself first. So many people depended on me that I couldn't crash out. Right. But I had to allow myself to have a safe space where I could vent and not have people come and fight my battles for me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you want to get it out because your family love you and they want, like, how we fix it? Yeah. I just need you to listen. And because I'm upset now, I know me that I will get over this. I don't want you to go and make it worse. And now I never can get over it because we all beefing forever.
Yeah.
You know? So like that point right there. And then I really became a super advocate of getting some type of help outside of your family.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And just thinking about the breaking points, and I know this may be tough to acknowledge and to really walk through, but I think there's value in testimonies, right? And being able to share your story with other people, because you don't realize your story may help somebody else who has a similar story or who may be dealing with similar things. And I can remember, and I'll try and keep it brief, but like a breaking point for me was just like after high school, and this was like, I think I might have been 20, 21, 22. And so I'm seeing, so my dad died, my uncle died, my best friend just caught 58 years in prison. Another friend got hit by a car, paralyzed from, you know, the waist down. And so you just surveying and seeing the land. And then the other part of that is you making these decisions, you live in this street life, taking advantage of these opportunities. We always talk about that too. So when you walk outside of your door, you see different opportunities, you know. And so some of us decided the opportunity that we was going to take was going to be the street life, the drug dealing, and everything that come with that. Other people had other opportunities that they took advantage of. So I talk about it all the time. How Jawan Green, he ended up working at NASA, and Deontay over at Dell. So we was all in the same area, but we just made different decisions about the opportunities that we was going to take. But my breaking point came when I just realized, like, I wanted to change my life, but I didn't know how to do it. Like, I had no idea how to stop myself from doing the things that I was doing after being told all of the great things that I would do as a child, knowing that I'm not really living up to my potential, feeling like, man, what am I really doing? Like I'm not a good person. Like, and I just had to sit with that. And this was drug induced as well. You know what I'm saying? But I was like in this deep state of just like this overwhelming feeling of guilt. Like I just felt real guilty about like all of the things that I had been doing, all of the stuff that I was doing, the people that I'm hurting, the people who love me that I'm being unjust to. And I know they don't deserve it, but I don't know how to stop myself. And in that moment, I was like, I know how to stop myself. I just won't be here no more. You know what I'm saying? Like because if I don't do something, it's going to get worse. Yeah. And so trying to figure out how to navigate that, you know what I mean? And by God's grace, you know, and good people around me, you know, my wife, girlfriend at the time, my sister, mom, like they kind of talked me off the ledge, but then that started me down this path of self-reflection where it was like, I really got to get it together. And that was like May of 1997. And then by August of 1997, well, I say June, July, that summer, I'm going to different churches. You know, that's the route you go to church and all of that. And so I had that experience. And then in August of 97, I met a brother that was selling the Final Call newspaper, invited me to go to a meeting in Tampa. I went to the meeting and I was like, oh, okay, here's something. Here's a space for me. That's where I felt seen. I felt heard. Like it validated my experiences, questions that I had for years. I was able to get answers to. You know what I mean? And then also having the tribe and then being a part of the tribe, being a part of the community, and the community has these standards of discipline. So now to your point about discipline earlier, now you like, okay, yeah, like I need this. I need somebody to call me in the morning and say, hey, it's prayer time. Shout out to long live Captain Samuel. He used to call, this when we had house phones, and he would call at 5 o'clock, prayer time, bro, Lieutenant. You know what I'm saying? But I needed that kind of space. But the breaking point was just realizing, man, like I'm not doing what I know I should be doing. And the guilt that came from that was like a breaking point for me. So that was kind of my breaking point stories, y'all. And anybody else got a moment? Yes. Okay.
Okay. Yes. For me, my point was in motherhood.
Yeah.
With my children. I strove to do everything that was missing in my life with my children.
Yeah.
And like filling in the gaps. Like my mom and my dad, they was always on the go. They was hustling. So I was that at-home mom. I was at every PTA. I was at every football game. I was whatever I could find for them to do, we did it.
Yeah.
Right. And so putting them on a path of what I felt that I was missing and giving that to them, when I seen or I experienced my children deviating from the principles and the cores of what I thought was right and instilled in them, it literally almost broke me. Like you understand, because I was like, wait, I did it different, you know?
Yeah.
And so to go through that phase, because it was a phase, because I have 5 now. So everybody want to experience life in a different way. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like one child did something, you
Yeah.
know, because they all kind of like stair steps. So everybody was getting grown or in their teenage years at the same time. So I didn't get that recovery time from this one to that one. It was like this one was doing something, that one was doing something. I'm like, wait a minute, you know, and so where, you know, my mother or somebody would be like, oh, that's nothing. But for me, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
So how did I deal with it? I literally had to, number one, pray. Prayer is like my go-to for everything.
Yeah.
But in that, I had to trust myself.
Yeah.
I literally had to say, you know what, you did a good job. I need to validate myself.
Right.
And so in that, it gave me courage to know that I did do the right thing and allow them to go through their experience. I didn't have to control the outcome.
Yeah.
And so with that helped me to come back up and just realize that I'm a good mom.
Yeah.
You know, and I did my best, you know, and that's they always ask, not always. I was questioned by my children. If you was to ever pass away, what would you want people to know about you? I did my best.
Yeah.
You know, so with my children, I can rest assured that I did my best. And so my breaking point was with my children. My go-to was prayer and trusting in myself.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Janet.
My breaking point, I went to jail So listen, I was in the people's stores, and here's the kicker. Now, I waited till I got like I was over 18. You know, when you could like it could get on your record.
Yeah.
Right, and had a job, but just doing stupid stuff, making stupid decisions. And I had 3 kids at home.
Yeah.
So I got caught stealing. I did. I was in on people's store messing with their stuff. And here's the kicker. Now, the officer, he was like, I ain't gonna put the cuffs behind you, put them in the front of you. He was like, you got your ID on you. If you got your ID on you, I just, you could just go to court. You ain't even got to go to jail. Did have my ID on me. So long story short, got to Pilots, 49th Street, in
14400.
Yeah, got there.
Yeah.
And so, and it's like it's kicking in now. I'm in the backseat of the car. Now I got to get out. Now they processing me, and then it's like they make you get back. Then you had to put your hands out, and I guess they want like check the pockets and stuff. My quarters fell out the pocket that I had supposed to go do laundry. But the chains fell out my pocket. I'm like, dang. Yeah. If I did laundry, I wouldn't have got caught up. So this is me. So then I saw somebody that grew up with me. And if you know me, my nickname was Skeet.
Okay.
Back, you live in the project, they give you a nickname, it was Skeet. And so the girl, she said, Skeet, what you doing in here? I was like, God dang. So I'm like, okay. So, tell her what happened or whatever. This me, my hands on here, and I'm still trying to talk. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I ain't gonna be here on my ride coming. That's what I kept telling myself. My ride didn't come right away. So I went from the front part to the cell part.
Yeah.
Where they walk you, and this was, I don't know if it's like a holding cell or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And so she was like, you're not gonna eat anything? I said, no, my ride coming. It got later and later and later. I'm like, God dang. Because I'm like, so I had time to sit and think.
Yeah.
I had time to sit in that cell and think, is this what you want?
Yeah.
You could go to the left or you could go to the right. If you keep on this path, this is what it's going to be. I literally had this conversation with myself in the cell.
Yeah.
And I knew I felt disappointed in myself because I knew I had more in me.
Right.
And in that moment, in that time and in that space, I made a piss poor decision.
Yeah.
I didn't even call my dad. I didn't call my parents because I already knew. I was too embarrassed to call them to help, to help me out of the situation I was in. So long story short, I got a bailed out, went to court, paid the fine, did what I had to do. But the most humiliating part of that was when, years after it happened, when I would go for job interviews.
Okay.
Now this, and thank God the amount, it kept it under a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
It didn't get bumped up to a felony. So, but to sit in an interview and to have people judge you off of that charge, it's humiliating.
Yeah.
Because you've moved on from there, but they still keep you back there in that charge.
Right. Right.
And so for me, I said, you know what? Maybe I was supposed to go and sit in that cell and have that moment to reflect and to think. Yeah. Because when I got out, you didn't have to worry about me touching nobody's stuff, baby. If I forget to pay something in my car, I'm gonna go back in the store. Hey, I forgot to, pay for this. Here you go.
That's right.
And I'm gonna keep it moving.
That's right.
Because I listen, maybe that's trauma or something. Maybe that's what that is. But listen, I ain't trying to send them.
I ain't telling on myself. But if you come to my house, I got everybody dishes.
So that was for me. It took one time.
Yeah.
It took that one charge, and even like right now to this day. Yeah. Like when you going for licensure. Yeah. They run your background. And that charge for 27 years ago still caused an issue 27 years later.
Wow.
I know that's not me. So, I've already worked through that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm over that part. But the fact that one decision 27 years ago still, had pops up. Yeah.
So I think I have a lot of breaking points. Okay. Right. It just all depends, right? What stage, of life that I was in. But one serious breaking point that I had was watching all my homeboys go to jail.
Yeah.
Right. And watching like they say the dominoes fall, and watching it, and then being so close to the flame, right? And it's like, oh my God. And then they giving people 20 years, 17 years, and
yeah, you're not just getting them 18 months.
No, it ain't 5 years or 2 years. They getting 17s and 20s, and so I'm like what you want?
Yeah,
like really, like talking to myself, like self-reflection.
Yeah,
like what you want? Do you think that bad, or do you want what you want? You want your freedom? You want to be out here with them children, or you want to, take that chance?
Right.
You done dodged the bullet, and you ain't really dodged the bullet. Honestly, you just ain't go. Right. And I think that a lot of times we take it for granted.
Yeah.
Right. And play with fire and get burnt. And I think that the reason I call it my breaking point is because like I went cold turkey. Right. I ain't even turned my phone off.
Yeah.
I literally still got the same phone. I stopped. Right. I said they need to hear me tell these people I ain't got nothing. Y'all listening? I need you to hear me tell them I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Today I still got the same phone because in my mindset I was like, if I keep going this direction, I already see what everybody got.
Yeah.
It don't take no rocket scientist. Like what you want. And the reason I said it was my breaking point is because like that was the life I like really grew up in. Like I tell you this all the time. Like I come from a fishing community. We fish.
Yeah.
I'm a fisherman.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to walk off the dock.
Yeah.
And that's really a hard thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's a breaking point. And it was something positive happened from it because I changed my life, but it could have went any way.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and thank you for sharing that. And if y'all just tuning in, we're having a panel discussion, and thank y'all for the engagements. There's a lot happening in the chat. We definitely appreciate the comments, and y'all continue to do so. We're talking about mental health, some of these breaking points, the challenges. We got, how the time work when you're doing these things, and so I'm gonna try to speed it up a little bit. One of the conversations that I wanted us to talk about was being able to recognize signs and seeing when, like how do you know, or are there signs that can show when somebody is like about to reach their breaking point or they're about to reach a crash out? And if you see the signs, what do you do? Because like when people, you have an idea like this person really, really going through it. And a lot of times we don't know how much pain can be hiding behind a smile, but then sometimes you'll get like a peek and you'll say, hey man, you might want to talk to somebody, or they'll confide in you. And so how do you read the signs? Are there signs? And then when you see them, how do you handle it?
Go ahead.
Yes. Pattern change.
Okay.
Right. So if you know a person is used to, I'm just going to use this as a hypothetical, showing up at 9 o'clock in the morning, to the breakfast table, and they stop, is when they, I didn't feel good. And then, it's another thing that they say or whatever.
Yeah.
And you start to notice like, okay, this is not this person.
Yeah.
At that point you approach, and approach with compassion.
Yeah.
Ask questions, don't tell.
Yeah.
A lot of times we tell people, well, you ain't coming to the breakfast, so something wrong with you. No, don't say something wrong with you.
Yeah. Because if they love you, they're gonna agree with you.
Exactly.
Or they're gonna
right.
Yeah.
Or they're going to deny it. So you ask questions. So I say watch patterns and have an approach, on how you approach that person. And then it was something else you said. What do you do after you ask the question and they tell you? Then ask them, what would they like to see come out of this?
Okay.
Because now you're getting the person to think that they can actually solve their own problems.
Okay.
Right. And then we help provide solutions.
Okay.
Like what would you like to happen with this? What would you like to do about this? What do you think that you can do? And if that person don't know, if they say, well, I don't know, then try the approach differently, and give yourself as an example. I remember I was in this spot and this is what I did for myself. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's really just for me, having these heart-to-heart conversations, but paying attention.
Yeah.
We're in a busy world. People are distracted. There's a lot of things going on, and we miss the signs because we don't pay attention.
Okay.
So you got to know the people that you're working with or that you want to help. Watch the patterns and the language.
Okay.
Because language change in temperatures.
No, I love that. Others, any other thoughts on that?
Okay.
Go ahead, Dad.
So you get it right on the head. Also, sometimes it's not any signs.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to listen to your spirit and be obedient. That's kind of like what I'm saying, like how we operate amongst each other. It's like, if in my mind I say, man, I need to call Brother John, or I need to call Jabbar, and it's been 3 days I ain't called Jabbar. Well, I'm telling you, it happened all the time. When I call Jabbar, it'd be like, man, I need to talk to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you got to be obedient to those. You know what I mean? You got to be obedient to, because it's really a connection. It's a connection, and if you're not obedient, it could end in a tragedy. And it could have been that, man. And that's crazy, because I take this seriously. My best friend in California, man, Grinch Patrick, is actually the guy that started me to rapping. And when I moved back to LA, moved back to Florida, we stayed close. Me and his mom was real close. Straight mama's boy. And his mom passed away. And when his mom passed away, he killed himself.
Lord. Wow.
And if I would have talked to him, I feel he'd still be here.
I hear that. I receive that. And I want you to know.
Yeah.
We say if was a fifth, we all be drunk.
Yeah.
If a fly had wings, I didn't have wings, they call it a walk. So don't put that on you, brother.
I don't hold it like that. I hold it in the space where I gotta be obedient.
Yes.
I can't see it happen again, dog. So I don't hold it as fault. I just hold it as,
thank you.
If I ain't obedient, that aftermath, I don't want to be there no more, bro.
That's it. That's how it is. No, I appreciate that, because sometimes we sit with those things.
I couldn't have stopped it. That was his.
Put your mic back up.
Yeah.
That was his destiny.
It's his.
Even
walk,
if I was in the
path.
room, I may not have stopped it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do understand that me feeling like, hey, well, let me call Royce.
Yeah.
And then me seeing Royce
make that
go
call.
through something, bro, like that's gonna bother me if I didn't be obedient to that phone call.
I got that, because I'm bad with that too. Like I stall a phone call out. Like I literally just had this happen. The oldest member of our neighborhood association, Mr. Roscoe Prince, he always just said he's 94 years old. And when he come, he said, I'm the oldest member of the association. And I had that phone call that I need to make to Mr. Prince, but I'm, life is lifing and all of the stuff that we've been saying. And now I'm in a space where like I see it on my timeline, Mr. Prince just passed. And it's like, dang. So I feel that. So but there's nothing in a lot of these cases that we can do to prevent those things from happening, because we don't have the power of life and death. You know what I'm saying? But definitely appreciate you for sharing that and your vulnerability.
Somebody that buried a lot of their friends.
Yes,
like,
I hear that. I
was raised in Los Angeles. I seen a lot of my friends get killed in front of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Ed, quiet, and I know Q had something
No,
to
To back up a little bit, you said we mentioned breaking points, and like kind of what he said. I think my breaking point happened. I was in prison, and I got a visit from my mom. She was always, my sister used to always come see me, and my mom was suffering from cancer.
Yeah.
And came to the visit, and she wouldn't look me in my face. And she never did that. She never looked. She always said, son, you're so handsome, this, that. And she wouldn't look me in my eyes. So as we sitting out there, like she wouldn't look, and I just instantly like just broke down, started crying. not knowing that would be the last time I would see her. Yeah. She would not look at me.
Yeah.
And I just started crying.
Yeah. How did you get through that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still getting through it.
Yeah. No, that's
Still
right.
getting through it. And then I was denied to actually come to the funeral. So it was like a double hit. You know what I mean? It just, but yeah, just like he said, I was just like I didn't know it at the time that was my breaking point, because I guess it was maybe just my soul. I could just feel it. The pattern changed. She wouldn't look at me. Yeah. She would not. She sat across from me and would not look at me. Yeah. And that was the last time I seen her.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot, man. God, dog. All right, so if you're tuning in, this is a great conversation.
So, and just everybody talking made me think, like, how do we deal with this trauma and this loss? Like, like when people pass, you know what I'm saying? We just we pack it up, and keep moving, but it's like it's unaddressed, and then sometimes that lead to the last straw, or snapping, or that breaking point. You get what I'm saying?
Because you got so many things that you got addressing.
It's stacking up, like it's stacking up, and like I tell my people, and it's crazy I be saying this, right? But I be saying it. The longer we live, the more people we gonna see pass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it be like, when I say it, they be like, but I be like the longer we keep living, y'all, the more people we gonna bury. The more times we gonna be pallbearers, the more times, or we don't go to the funeral or whatever. However you handle your you know what I'm saying? And like in our community, especially, we ain't got no way to deal with it, right? That's why I'm glad, like the healing space, like we done did this. And but the reality, like, we need more healing spaces. We need more of those mental health conversations. We need more of these groups of us talking and dealing with this stuff, because like it's nowhere and nobody for us, really. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna mean it like that. But when you going through something, man, it don't feel like it's nobody. You feel like you by yourself. Like, no, it is.
You're over there. About to fall out.
But you get what I'm saying? It don't feel like it don't feel like it's nobody I can call. You get what I'm saying? Especially,
and even the people you can call, you feel like they don't understand what you're going through.
Especially if they're not in that particular box. You get what I'm saying? Like my life, I'm crazy. So I do a lot of different things, and I have a lot of different boxes. So I have a box over here that you don't even know about. You get what I'm saying? And so how can I talk to my one of my closest partners about this box you don't even know about? You get what I'm saying? Because what they call it, compartmentalized.
Compartmentalized.
You get what I'm saying?
Use your words.
But you get what I'm saying?
That's right.
And it just, it's hard. It's so layered and it's so hard. And then trying to figure out, okay, how do we get through this? You get what I'm saying? And then so you don't snap and you don't go out and do something at your breaking point. You get what I'm saying? As a community, how do we do something about that?
So no, that's a great question. I want to, and I do want to talk about solutions. I want to name the fact that we 2 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Y'all all right? If we
said 9:30.
Okay.
Everybody knows it's
okay. Good. Just want to make sure. So because we in person, we can take a little liberty.
I mean, the flight said 9:30.
And then coffee.
You better grab some right quick.
And so let's do this. So let's there's some announcements that we can make while Mr. Edmond is pouring coffee. And so,
well, then you're gonna go to a commercial. Just do a commercial really quick.
So let's do that. We can, and look, we are doing some on-air production. We're gonna take maybe like a 2-minute break. Let everybody get coffee, and then we'll come right back and continue the conversation. So we'll be right back with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club from Culture Creative.
I want to say something to Brother Jabbar.
Okay.
And I'll let you go first.
Let me see. Welcome back, y'all.
To the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edman.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project at the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See that.
We'd like to thank y'all for tuning in and helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new.
Giggity gangster.
And if you don't know, now you know. And thank y'all for enduring that break and allowing us an opportunity to recharge, refresh. We're having a great conversation this morning around gun violence, mental health, and how do you prevent crash outs? And man, if y'all missed it, you missed a lot, but guess what? It's recorded. Yeah. You can go back and you can watch it. We have
Pay Blacks are real.
Yeah, that's right. And we have Ed Rowe, Janet Michelle, King Jab, and Sister Nayera joining the ride this morning as well. And so thank y'all for getting up early this morning and coming on in. And so you ready now? Yeah. Like we should took that break as soon as the coffee came.
We should have did that. We should do that break, like 8 o'clock break.
Right. But nonetheless, y'all, just thinking about, crash out. We talked about some of the signs of when you see things about to happen, and then these mental health challenges that we're facing as a community. And so what are, I guess, maybe some tips or suggestions? Like, what are some, like, how can we solve some of these issues? And solve is a big word, right? Because I remember mitigate. Solve is the ultimate. But like on the path to the solution, what are some things that we can be doing to make a positive impact to change some of these dynamics that we're seeing in our community? And from here on, what we're going to do, y'all, is I'm going to stop trying to hold us to these questions. So if something come up and you want to piggyback and you want to ride, let's just ride for the rest of this conversation. Because I've been trying to keep, like, make sure you answer the question, make sure we hear from Jab.
But that's good.
You know what I mean? So I'm trying to facilitate this, but I know it's like a lot of stuff that's coming up for us in these moments, and so I don't want to put handcuffs on you. And if you have an idea,
and just keep in mind too, like we got the next 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like keep in mind, like get your thoughts out, because we can all be kind of long-winded, so everybody can.
Okay.
Look at that.
You know
what I mean? So like we do it. Kind of give you like a 2 minute or less, and if you feel like, or if I look at you, don't take it personal. Just know that I'm looking past the mic. Okay.
All right, Rev.
All right, go ahead.
So solutions. What can we do?
Wait, sister, not here first.
Yeah. Right before we went to break.
Microphone.
Right before we went to break, you said some very touching things for me as it relates to unresolved trauma, especially when it comes to losses of loved ones. For me, I was in a deep, dark hole for 10 years when my dad passed away in prison. Okay, I was there with him when he took his last breath. I'm a daddy's girl to this day. And I did have a lot of people to talk to me. I did have my faith. I had all these things, but nobody could get in those compartmentalized. Nobody couldn't get it. I wasn't accessible, right? Why? Because I could not accept it. I knew it. I knew it was God's will. I knew, but the acceptance part was very, very hard for me. So every time his birthday would come, every time the transition date would come, every time I would recall a memory, that pain would return. But I thank God that's coming to solutions. I thank God. And I wore a mask, sis. You know, people on the outside didn't know.
Right.
But I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Why? Because I would get sick. I would be in the bed. I was going through grief for a very long period of time. But when I went to work or whatever, I was in the mines, I had that smile. Nobody knew what I was going through. I was being perceived as cold, because I was grieving my daddy. You understand? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I'm so grateful in my life for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who had the courage to introduce in my life personally, but to our people, this Dianetics, the modern science. It was through this technology that I was freed from the bondage of my own mind. I was freed
Go ahead.
from my emotional pain, that I can accept God's will and let my daddy be free.
Yeah.
Because in that, I found that it wasn't really my daddy that I was stuck in. I was actually stuck. And when my little brother got killed at 4 years old, we was walking across the street. That was the real grief.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't save him. It was me and him. And I couldn't save him. And then it was boom, my daddy, I couldn't save him. that was me being stuck in unresolved trauma. So what can we do? We got to be asked the right questions.
Say that again.
We need to be asked the right questions, because that's what freed me. And it was through this science that and Brother John, you've experienced it. You know, and I had to have the courage not only to go through it for myself to really have relief, but stand on the front lines.
No, to that point, Sister Naira, you're right. Talking solutions, and since you named it, that's what like brought me to this side of the work that I'm doing now. Because through that process, and I have that same testimony about the power of being introduced to that technology and having those conversations. You know, we call them auditing and just having sessions. But I remember a session that I had where I actually experienced or remembered or recalled the trauma of being born. And people were like, what, you remember being born? Like we all do, but it's such a traumatic experience that we suppress it. And so people think you crazy when I say that, but after I was able to recount that experience and hear the words and the things that were being said, it freed me, because it was like, oh wow, I never considered that as being the problem. I never considered that as being that thing. Sometimes it'd be like right here, that little thing that be right there that you can't move, no matter how much you drink, no matter how much you smoke, no matter how whatever you do to distract yourself from it, like it wouldn't move. And so that allowed it to move. And then from there, like right after that is when I got involved with the neighborhood association, and like everything just started exploding. Like the button was I was stuck. Like literally the command in my trauma was he's stuck. And so every time I would get to a point where I was about to excel or do something in line with my purpose, I would feel like I was stuck and I couldn't make the next step. But being able to have somebody ask me the right question was, when was the first time you felt like you were stuck? Shit, when I was born. My mama say, the little bastard stuck. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, we joked about it even growing up. She was like, out of all my children, you was the hardest one, but I never connected the two. But then when I made that connection, it freed me from being stuck, and I just started getting into lots of different things. And so that was what worked for me. And I appreciate you naming that as a tool and as a resource. What are some other tools and resources?
Your mindset. It starts with your mindset. So the way that you perceive life is how you're going to walk it. Right. And two things can be true at the same time. Like this experience you can focus on the negative aspect of the experience, or you can focus on the positive. Right. And depending on where you want to feed is how you're going to perceive it. Like you say, you thought about it, like your breaking point was with your children, and until you changed your mindset, you realize like, wait, I am a good mama. But you looked at all the flaws for a second and forgot all the great things that you did. And so when you look at the negativity, and depending on how you walk, you're gonna attract whatever you put out there. And so like even with Jabbar, when you was talking and all that, like going through that and those traumatic experience, like when I lost Jerish, my soul was snatched. A year later, I lost my big brother, and I felt like my world stopped. Like I was like, and then the following year, my nephew got murdered right before his father's anniversary, and I'm like, wow. But then when I like sat and thought about it, and like looked at all the blessings and everything that came from it, it changed my outlook of it. The grief came to like appreciation. Like, like everything I asked for Jerish to be, he was in that short period of time. My brother, even though he's on the other side, I know he's still here. Like I see all the things that he would have done, but I wouldn't have been able to appreciate that if I stuck on the negative part of it, right?
Right.
And so you just got to be careful not to do that. And when we lose people, we think the way that we honor them is our grief. Like it tells you that, like, if I'm crying because I miss you, that means I love you. It validates your love, but it doesn't. Because if they were still here and something happened and you forgot to, say good morning, you wouldn't feel guilty. But you carry that guilt because they're not here.
Right. Thank you.
For me, it was I was a angry bird, and but I had to get to the root of why I was angry.
Okay.
And when I started, I call it doing that self work.
Yeah.
When I started doing the self work, because I was not happy with the woman that I was looking at in the mirror.
Mm.
I took care of my kids, but I was a strong disciplinarian.
Yeah.
I was strict. I was a strict parent. I was parenting out of fear. And I was angry. But the root of my anger was I had felt I was abandoned. I had dealt with abandonment, sexual abuse, watching my family be destroyed by crack cocaine, watching my home be destroyed because we lived in a project, but because of the dome that came out, everybody got kicked out. So I was taken from a place. Yes, things happened when we lived in the projects, but I still felt secure and I felt safe. Yes, I felt safe.
Yeah.
You know, I felt safe and we looked out for each other, and that was taken away from me.
Right.
So then we moved into a neighborhood, and we were in a house, and now I'm exposed to this world that I just, the boundaries I just didn't know about. Walking to different blocks and stuff like that. And then the crack cocaine epidemic came in, tore up my family.
Yeah.
Lost my mom, lost my dad. Like they separated, and they had to work through their demons so they could overcome and be who they are today. But still, that's traumatic for a child.
Yeah.
Right. And then on top of that, I got pregnant. And then on top of that, when I got pregnant, the person I got pregnant from was an abuser. So here I am being physically abused, facing domestic abuse, and I'm literally still a child.
Yeah.
I'm going through this at 13 and 14 years old. Right. And so I took all of that, and I never got help. I never talked to nobody about it. Like, I literally just did not really have like those formative years, like 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I was literally surviving and couch surfing. My grandmama, my friend mama let me crash. Set me up with a little room with me and my son. I'm doing all of this now, and literally, and didn't drop out of school.
Yeah.
I'm still progressing through all of this. And so it's like I never really had that moment to just be a child. I was a mama from the age of 14.
Right.
And so now, I'm where I'm at. I'm raising my kids, and I was angry. I was angry.
Yeah.
I was angry at myself, and I was angry at people in my family. And sometimes my kids got unfairly, they got that.
Yeah.
Because I had
the misplaced anger, they call it.
The misplaced anger, because I was just so angry. And one day I remember, how we find our faith.
Yeah.
And I just broke down crying.
Yeah.
I was at home. I was broke down crying. I had developed a habit of prayer at this time. And I just broke down crying. I said, God, I want to love like you love. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I want to love like you love. Help me. I want to be a better mom. I want to be a better sister. I'm tired of blowing up and getting angry at people and then having to come home and repent.
Yeah.
I need to have better control of my anger. I want to be slow to anger. I don't want to be quick to anger no more, because it was destroying me. And when I had that moment of vulnerability, he began to show me the root of my anger.
Right.
And I could name it.
Yeah.
I could put a name on it. I felt unloved. When my parents, they left. Yeah. I felt unloved. I felt I was rejected, like something was wrong with me. I felt abandoned, like they did not love me.
Wow.
That's some heavy stuff to have to unpack. And at the time, I didn't have a therapist. This was just me and the Lord helping me out. But he helped me identify it. He helped me name it. Why I was getting an unsuccessful relationship after unsuccessful relationship. I was looking for that unconditional love.
So let me ask you this: what's your word to the person who may be feeling unloved now?
My word to them is name that. Say that.
Yeah.
Say that you don't feel loved.
Yeah.
Say that. Ignoring it, acknowledging it, that doesn't help it. You think you're stuffing it under a rug, but what's happening is, you ever seen an iceberg? And you have the tip of the iceberg, and then you have the water line, and then you got the big part of the iceberg underneath that does the most destruction. That's what you're doing. That top emotion that everybody else see, but they don't see that stuff that's deep and that's underneath that does the real damage. That's the stuff you got to get to, and you cannot get to it if you do not name it.
Amen.
If you don't name it. So name it. And then now we have resources where we can get therapists to help us unpack that stuff and help us sort through. And with them, we can compartmentalize, but we can get to those different compartments.
It's hard to name it when you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you want to, because you do need to name it, but you gotta. How do you get there to name it?
Well, if you're let's say
them
if you're
Yeah.
sad, right? If you're sad, like if something happens to you and it makes you disappointed, but you don't say you're disappointed. Like if you know you're disappointed, if
But
you're
you know
into
what?
it with your emotions,
Yeah.
But a lot of people, so you know what? A lot of people are not and not taught, right, to do so. Like I'm intentional, like with my nieces now. Like y'all, if y'all watch, y'all know they've been at my house. So I'm intentional, like sitting them down when they do something. Like, why did you do this? And why you shouldn't do this? And because a lot of times we don't teach people how to express their emotions properly. We tell men, you know, y'all got to be men. Shut up.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Your husband was, and after he said that, I follow it all the time. The first thing you do when you come out your mother's womb is cry. So we're telling men to not do something that your body naturally tells you to do.
I'm finna give you that look that you said you was gonna give us. But for this particular part of the conversation, I want to hear from Ed because Ed and before and so Ed, what's coming up for you, my brother? He need a mic.
Really just really just identifying that you're in that dark place, and just having people surround yourself with the right people. For me, changing my people, places, and things was a big thing for me, and it's still something I struggle with because a lot of the people I love, I'm really not into what they into.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and it's hard. It's hard not going around. It's like it's hard. Like this what I know. This what I know. So it's just like you being taken away.
It's called interference.
So it's like, you know what I mean. You changing up for the better. It's for the better. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times you go through things and it's with people that you love and you hold dear. And like they always say, there's a lot of people you ain't gonna take with you. So you can hinder yourself and stay in that dark place by holding on to baggage that you really need to let go. So with me, it's just really just changing my people, places, and things. So I try to I'm getting better at understanding myself and just change, man. Just change, bro. A lot of times you change up things.
Yeah.
Change your thinking. I actually took a program and it really changed my thinking. And the thing about it, I know is a program called RDAT program. RDAT was acronym for Residential Drug Assessment Program.
Okay.
But in all actuality, the program was a therapist. It was none but therapists.
Yeah.
So they attacked the mental.
Yeah.
So everybody was psychiatrists in there.
Okay.
So they teach you to change your thinking.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like it was a life-changing experience for me, just being able to analyze things differently and understand when I'm awfulizing, which means like you thinking the worst. You know, a lot of times you think the worst. Oh, this shit over with.
Yeah.
But oh no, you tripping, bro. Just, you know what I mean? It's gonna be all right.
That's
so
right.
I got to turn this next corner. It ain't raining on that. You hit that block.
Yeah.
So really just being able to identify and understand, reach that maturity stage where you're not awfulizing, you're not beating yourself down.
You said awfulizing?
Yeah, awfulizing, like thinking the worst.
Okay. Awfulizing. That's the word. The word of the day. Awfulizing.
Yeah, thinking the worst.
Yeah.
Thinking the worst.
No, I unite with that totally. I just never had that word, awfulizing. Yeah. Because a lot of times you use your imagination to create the worst case scenario.
I can identify that, so I can catch myself like thinking like, damn, bro, this shit ain't going right. I'm like, you know what I mean? All it's just me, just my mind, just that them old habits kicking in.
Yeah.
Thinking the worst.
Wow.
Thinking the worst.
Mr. Evan, you had something on that?
So I really, I'm just kind of uniting what everybody's saying about like unpacking that compartment, right, and not carrying around all that grief, right? Because I think sometimes we think negative because the negative is the closest thing to us, right, and the positive is so far away. So it's sometimes it's hard to even imagine something better because it's just so far away. You get what I'm saying? And that negative thought is so close because the negativity is so close. Yeah. And just trying to figure out how to space yourself out from it because we get surrounded by it, and we get so surrounded by it that like you say, we awfulize. It be just all because you don't be around and people, it's just all bad. Yeah. Everything you're saying, everything is all wet. And it'd be like, God,
it's hard for me to be around these kind of people these days.
But I had to realize, but these were the people that I was so cool with. Yeah. And I was so all right with that. And now I'm thinking like, God dang, that's what we used to do all the time. I can't do that. Because it's and then we end up carrying other people's bags. We end up carrying other people's grief. Yeah. And then we apply it to our life, and now we making it worse than it is. Mm-hmm. And then we snap, and then we have a breakdown. Yeah. But how do you turn a breakdown into a breakthrough? All right. And I think that's what I think what happened with me. My breakdown turned into a breakthrough. Yeah. When I felt it was so daunting, it was so heavy on me. But it turned out to be the best thing that I could have did. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Jab Solutions. Bless you.
We got 1 minute.
What?
We got 1 minute.
I can't get all this out in 1 minute.
do it. Okay. Oh, okay. That's how we got a hard stop at 9:30. Okay.
We got a hard stop at 9:30.
No,
yes, you do. Yeah, we good. You got to go to work. Okay. We got Janet like, I'm good. What you talking about? Okay. So no, we got to be respectful and mindful of time. We can't do this all day. As much as we would love to.
Real quick. So we've done a lot of work in this community.
Yes, sir.
I think one of the most impactful things that I've done was actually that conflict resolution course with Store 727 with the kids. When I walked into the rooms and told the kids my story, they believed me. Yeah. Every day I came there, they was waiting on me to get there. Very impactful. And it was something that the kids need. And for me to teach kids conflict resolution from where I came from was impactful in itself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I dealt with a lot of things out of anger. E put a post up the other day on Facebook about, what we was doing on Oakley and how I inspired him. I inspired a lot of people to do bad. Yep. I was part of the problem with the crack epidemic that affected your family. We was arrested. In our gun safe, we had 31 handguns, 16 assault rifles. So we was a precursor to the gun violence. When you come out your household and you got to slow down for them humps when you leaving out your neighborhood, that was because of us. Yeah. Because we was taking the police on high-speed chases regularly. We never stopped from the police. Yeah. Like, we go get when we do stop, we're not gonna have anything on us. Yeah. So to bring that back round full circle and see the effects and what we putting into the community right now, I give you an understanding where our passion come from with this. You know what I mean? Because we serious about this. So when we dealing with our kids and we dealing with each other, man, we have to really, 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 really be cautious because we like, hey, are we really helping the kids? Yes and no, because if you're putting people in them that they can't get the message from, it's not going to work. Yeah. Your kids in your household, all of us here dealt with this. I done said something to Brother John kids that he done been saying all day doggone life, and they were like,
yeah,
wow, that was the greatest thing you ever said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. You know what I mean?
Trust in
So
right.
it's very pertinent, how we dealing with each other. And we got to realize too that the adults, the generation of adults that we have right now are not equipped to deal with their own children.
Yeah, I hear that, and I think that'll be a good way that we can start to land this plane before Q give me that look again. And so you got it. But no, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's tapped in, tuned in. The comments are like on fire. Thank you all for the engagement. And Q, do we have time for like a 30-second round of final thoughts from everybody? Just
Thank you.
Maybe we have.
I'm glad you authorized.
You authorized some final thoughts.
We'll start with Sister Nair. Swing it all around.
Okay, so first and foremost, I just want to say thank you all for allowing me to share a space. I feel like I got more connected to the individuals in my community, and really not just connected in what you do, but connected by the spirit.
Yeah.
I felt you. So I want to say thank you. And then as it relates, and thank you all for having me back again. As it relates to solutions, I definitely want to say, get the book.
Yeah.
Right. And you
Camera
can
right
text.
there. There go the camera.
Get the book. Get the book. It's a very, very good book. It is the modern science for mental health and understanding the human mind. So you can text this number 513-3535, text Dianetics or text book, and I'll make sure that you get the book. All right. 513-3535. That's my solution. Get the book.
513-3535. I'm putting that in the chat.
I'm in the chat. And Corey, which is another one of my brothers, we go way back. Corey said he wrote an ebook called Suggestions on Loving Yourself More.
Great book. Yeah.
This is at www.corysworld. That's KORYS world.com. KW Publishing Store. Hey, y'all go check that out, because I think regardless of everything we just said, well, no, not regardless, but pertinent to everything that we just said, loving yourself is more is everything that's needed.
I would just encourage our viewers to don't be afraid to start your self-love journey and unpacking your trauma. It can be scary, but it's a beautiful it yields beautiful results. And so we have mental health resources in the community. People have put it in the chat. And also I'm available. So if you need some help walking through that journey, you can schedule. I have a free 15-minute consultation, and you can book it at findingmyhappy.net. And so I'm a resource in the community to help you if you're ready to start that journey. You just if you're scared, it's okay. We all have to start from somewhere, but I just want to encourage you to start the journey of unpacking and get into the root of your trauma.
Thank you.
Okay. For me, I want to give a shout out to you guys, of course, for allowing me into this space and with all this good energy. And I want to shout out my support team, my very close friend of mine, China Boy Hibachi. I like to thank Miss Monique Flowers down at the Hive. I like to thank her for all she's done for me in the last few weeks. We have some of the best soul food in town, Sunday, guaranteed.
That's where you was when I seen you in them pots. Huh?
Yeah. Shout out to the Hive, China Boy Hibachi. Dirty Diane is, of course, the best crabs in the city. If you don't know, ask somebody. And to my kids, newborn grandson when he 4 months, as of about 3 days ago. Just a shout out to the community, man. Let's have more of these conversations, man. And shout out to my podcast too, Camp 8 Conversation.
Thank
man.
You. Yes.
How could I forget that? Yeah, y'all check us out, Camp 8 Conversation. So thank you guys, man. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Okay, so be the change you want to be a city, right? Right now. That's okay. Write down those 5 things that make you feel good. That because a lot of times we focus on the negative, and so much good happens. So at the end of the day, write down those 5 things that make you smile, giggle, feel good. I also have a journal, the mindset, a 30-day journal that you kind of just get in tune with yourself and ask you some deep questions. And it's all about you. As long as you're honest with yourself, you'll get the results that you want. All right. And I think I got it on hand. And yeah, and I think we're gonna do a part 2 of this. I'm just kind of throwing this out on Monday. There we go. We'll continue the conversation. Go ahead.
First I want to say, rest in peace to the young lady and the young man that lost their life yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sadness and trauma going on right now. So if you having, problems or issues, talk to somebody. Because grief creeps up on you. And it can be debilitating. It can knock you off your feet. It can have you in a whirlwind. So don't compartmentalize it. Let it go and talk to somebody. Talk to a professional friend or something. And 727 day. We got the 727 day shirts. Go to this page. We're gonna be at the 727 day event. Don't be laughing. Don't be laughing.
You using your 30 seconds to tell her don't be laughing. Come on, man. You got more?
Okay, that's it. Okay.
Because we are Culture Creative. I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
So let's
thank you to our host.
Right. To Culture Creative.
Thank you to the audience and our participants for coming out. Thank y'all for being here.
No, and tonight,
we got a live audience, y'all.
We
We moving up in the world.
And tonight, at Culture Creative, you have Speak Easy.
Okay.
So y'all come on out, get your tickets, go to Culture Creative, and yeah, purchase.
That's why you laughing me off the stage?
No, that's not.
Damn, man. No, it's all right. So last thing, this will be the last thing for me. Sunday, because of in context of everything that we talked about, realizing that there's so much happening in the community. My wife actually suggested that we run back the healing space that we did a few years ago. And so we organized, by God's grace, a healing space where we can heal together. That'll be Sunday at 5:30. Just show up, man. It's a space where you can get into community. We're looking to bring resources because Ed, you actually inspired this, partially inspired this too. You said, where are the resources? Where is the help when people need it? And so we wanted to use this as an opportunity, and we put it out to as many people that we know that have resources. So Sister Naira, thank you for, she's going to be there. We're going to have Nami will be there. The hub's going to be there. Facilitated by Dr. Brittany Peters from the Center for Wellness and Clinical Development. And so reaching out to different therapists, resources, all of these things that are in the community, youth providers, just trying to bring everybody to come so we can create the space for us to heal together. But also while we're there, you might be able to run into some help and some support that you need. So join us Sunday at 5:30 at Child's Park. We're going to be in the back of the park too, y'all. So under the trees. So y'all make sure that y'all come out, pull up. And that's all I got. We'll be here Monday. I'll join into the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. You got a seat at the table with your name on it. And we want to thank y'all for tuning in. We was going to say up next is Sister Hughes, but Sister Hughes already started. And so this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother, John.
This is Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And we out. Believe and do good.